What's up, y'all? This is numero uno week of the podcast with the commissioners. 2014 High Rollers League podcast. I know everybody's been wanting to see it. Be cool on us if we're a little rusty here. It has been a half a year or so since we've actually done this, but as you know, I'm Aaron Smith, commissioner. Other commissioner is
The bad guy.
The bad guy this year.
That's right.
So,
welcome to the 2014 podcast. We've got to welcome some new teams this season.
tons of teams this year.
That's awesome.
Love it.
Hobo Zombie Vikings?
Yeah, welcome to the league.
Yeah,
Welcome, Mikey. Yeah, I like that name.
Like father, like son. Welcome.
Welcome.
The Shot Callers.
The Shot Callers represent. I like that picture, by the way, on the boat and stuff. That's pretty tight.
I wonder if he's going to call a shot.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe
see.
finish last. Team America?
Team America, you've got the A. The A has to be there.
Oh, okay.
The A.
Okay. C and M?
Does that stand for cock munchers? Oh, I don't know what that stands for. C and M. Is it like sugar or something?
I don't know.
Sounds pretty sweet.
Turn down for what?
Turn down for what? You don't even have JJ Watt. So you need to turn down for somebody on your team, partner.
Wow. And welcome back, Pigskin Racing.
Pigskin Racing, glad to have you back in the league after a couple years
Yeah,
off.
several years out of the fold, he's back.
Somebody else came back this year. They just can't stay away. Who else came back? LeVar
Our
Legends.
Legends. Got him. As you know, Aaron ran 2 teams last year. We've got a couple other owners that are going to be running with 2 teams this season.
Sir.
Oklahoma is going to have a secondary team.
Yep.
Our champions, Matt and Miggs, running the second team, and everybody's favorite Wayne Smith.
Teams, 2 teams, first and second place, maybe. You never know.
What'd you think of the draft? I appreciate everybody being on time. We thought it ran smoothly.
I thought the place could have been a little bit better. But no complaints. Everybody showed up. Thank you for that. It's really hard to get 32 teams in one spot on one day at different time frames, but I appreciate everybody accommodating the date and the time frames. Going forward, hopefully we don't have any problems, and I thought we were really well. What about you?
I thought it did too. You know, you're always gambling when you pick the place. We try to mix it up this season. We're always open for suggestions on where you'd like to have it. We have, some criteria we try to meet. Being quiet so everybody can hear. That worked in some aspects this season. Some may not have on the second one at the end, but we're always open for suggestions.
Conrad's was a good place. I'm not complaining about whatsoever. I like the upstairs area where it was kind of secluded. The only problem with it, I felt, is that the waiters there weren't coming to our tables and asking us for stuff. But all in all, and hearing on the second draft, I heard was a little bit shaky, but I think we're pretty good. Let us know if you have any other places for next year.
We appreciate what you guys brought to the drafts. You guys were on time. You guys had your picks. We ran through those drafts probably quicker than we have in the past.
Record time.
Thank you for that.
that.
Team names are locked. As you saw on the message board, we said they'd be locked on September 1st. They are locked now. You will not be able to change your team name. There's too many teams in this league. We're having trouble keeping it straight now.
Man, I was going through the list of games for picks this week, and I was like, who's this team? But glad we were able to make the expansion happen. Appreciate that. We took away the capabilities to change your team name, so you won't be able to do that. There was one request from C&M today. They thought that we kind of thought the name was weird, so he asked that he change it, but unfortunately it was locked. So
yeah, sorry for you. We put that on the message board a week in advance, so that's the way that it is. That way everybody can get to learn and understand whose team is who without being confused. Avoid some of that confusion.
Yep.
Some of these team names too, man. What do you?
I'm gonna give my vote for the worst team name. It's gotta be C&M. And Offen Church is a close second. What is Offen Church, really? I mean, is that what you think about doing, Offen Church?
Yeah, well, he's going to laugh later in the podcast when we choose somebody to beat his team.
Yeah.
That's when he'll get his giggles.
Beat his team.
C&M started off with Whoop That Ass, and then they changed
Whoop That Ass is legit, I thought.
Yeah, nice little toy.
But C&M, man.
Switched it up. Hey, league, do not forget, it is important. You want to be the high scorer of the week. Why?
Because if you're the high scorer point-wise of the week, you get $15 credited to your balance owed. And at the end of the year, if you don't owe anything, you get that money back. Now, the lowest score of the week, what do they get?
They owe $15.
That goes on your balance as well.
Yeah,
So be the lowest score in in this league, and that's why we're the high rollers.
That's right. Anything else before we get into the picks?
Man, I really don't have anything. Just thanks
season's
again,
young,
everybody.
yeah.
The season's young. Thanks for playing. We're excited. We're happy about this league. Let's get the picks going.
Yeah, make sure you set your lineups. We got a Thursday night game, so let's start with the picks. 6165 show versus the Crushers.
Before we go into the Thursday night game real quick, let me give you a quick briefing on the Thursday night games for some of the new guys. Thursday night, you can set your lineup. You have to set your lineup if you have players in there that you want to start. Now, after Thursday night's over, you can go in and adjust your lineup for Sunday's games or Monday's games. But the cutoff is noon Sunday, so all your lineup has to be set completely by Sunday at noon. Now, going into the picks.
Yeah, you got 6165 with the Crushers.
Playoff rematch. You know what? I believe in karma. Do you believe in karma?
I do believe in karma.
Okay, well,
absolutely.
I'm going to roll with the Crushers to beat 6165. I'm going to tell you why real quick. Rivers is playing Arizona. They got a stellar passing defense. I don't think he's going to have a great game. Eddie Lacy against Seattle. Lacy could get his 100 yards, 67 yards, and a touchdown, but that's not an Eddie Lacy game. So I think that's going to be down. And Allen versus Peterson Monday night. Keenan Allen versus Patrick Peterson. Tough matchup for him. He's going to try to shut him down.
Well, the 6165 show basically crapped his pants at the end of last season about this matchup. I'm going to go with the Crushers. Getting some redemption. He showed he brought his A game last season. We'll see if he can bring it this season. I'm going to start off going with him.
I think he did good.
Oklahoma versus the Doobie Brothers.
I'm going to roll with the Oklahoma this week. I just don't like Doobie Brothers matchups, man. He's got some teams. He got some players like Rodgers against Seattle. I don't like that. These matchups are tough. I'm rolling with Oklahoma.
It's 2 for 2. I'm going with you as well. Oklahoma. We'll see how that matchup ends up.
I got a feeling this one's going to be a split.
My arch nemesis, Bohica, versus the bad guy.
The bad guy, Razor Ramon, whatever you want him to be, if you watch wrestling, is going to lose this week, in my opinion, because Bohica's, it boils down to one thing. Kyle's got better receivers. Bohica's got better running backs. Bohica's got just a little bit better quarterbacks. I'm going to go with Bohica this week.
Read the shirt, folks. Fantasy football legend, living. The bad guy takes Bohica down. He will not have my number again.
All right.
Write it down.
Didn't you give him a win last year when he had that?
I did. That was last year. Mean Machine versus Evolution.
I brought Evolution to this league because I can't seem to get a championship. So I'm rolling with Evolution. We're going to get it done this week. I got good matchups too.
I'm going with Evolution too. I do like your matchups against Mean Machine.
I got good matchups.
Omaha versus Homo Zombie Vikings. Whatever the hell that is.
Omaha gets a win this week. The Brady Manning train rolls. I think the newbies this week are going to get a good spanking.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm going with Omaha too. You guys let him get 2 monster quarterbacks. We'll see how that works out. Lethal Weapons versus Off in Church.
I actually looked at this matchup real close. I think this is going to be within 10 points. I'm going to roll with the Lethal Weapons. Believe it or not, they got a good draft. They got Stafford and Breeze. They win this week.
So you got Lethal Weapons to beat Off in Church?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So do I.
It's going to be fun all year watching everybody beat off in church.
Yeah, pretty much. That's where he's going to
Maybe that's why he's off in church, because he wants to get beat.
Maybe. Turned down for what? Versus Explosive Diarrhea.
That's got to be like 3rd place for the worst names and the worst pitcher too. I heard Explosive Diarrhea had a bad draft. I'm not so for sure about that. Turned down for not Watt because he didn't have J.J. Watt. I'm picking Diarrhea. Running down my leg.
Man, I'm going to go with turn down for Watt.
This will be close.
It's going to be a close matchup.
It all depends kind of what RG3 does, I think, for Diarrhea.
Probably. Hardcore versus the Shot Callers.
The Shot Callers will get spanked week 1 of this. I can't believe it. I'm going with the veteran, previous champion Hardcore.
Yeah. The veteran will succeed. The newbies are going to learn the hard way.
Quickly.
Hardcore, I take as well.
Hardcore.
The Mile High Club versus the OK Ballers.
What is OK Ball? How are you an OK baller?
Yeah.
You should be Oklahoma Ballers. You just can't be an OK because I'm a baller and I'm not just OK.
Right.
So I'm going with the OK Ballers to beat the Mile High Club this week. Here's the reason why. I'm going to give you a quick breakdown. Mile High Club running backs are the 2nd worst in this league behind this guy. And he has Drake Bell and Shane Vereen. His strength, though, is Jeff Reese, Julio, and Roddy White. But I think OK Ballers, if that's your name, will win this week.
I got OK Ballers as well.
Man, what is going on here?
I'm not sure, but
this is rare.
Yeah. We didn't even go over these matchups. absolute power versus power and light.
Well,
Battle of the power.
I'm definitely going with the absolute power to win this one because he's got a more powerful team than Power and Light.
Well, this is where we're going to differ. I'm going power and light.
All right.
Colossal Connection versus Fives.
You know, I don't think Colossal Connection had one of his better drafts this year, but that's okay. It's still good enough to beat Foz. I don't know what happened in that draft.
I don't know what happened in that draft either, but I am going Colossal Connection to beat Fives as well. Moving on to our next matchup, we have Pain Inc. versus Cock Munchers.
Cock Munchers!
Yeah, whatever it is.
Until Cock Munchers plays off in church, that's going to be a hell of a matchup. I'm going with Pain Inc. to represent. He's going to get off to a good year. Maybe he has a chance to win this league this year instead of winning the one he plays in outside this league.
Well, you know, the Crushers had a good season last year. This year may be Pain Inc.'s
Pain's
season.
going to wreck shop.
I have him starting off hot. We'll see what he's able to do with it.
All right.
Do you believe in magic?
You know, I really dislike going against Drew Brees because Drew Brees is my boy. He's been on my team for 4 consecutive years. Hopefully, be on my team later on this year, but not Trey Manning.
The versus Army 1 this week.
I am going to definitely go with me. I would go with the matchup. This is going to be a close matchup. I think I might win by 30. Oh, guess that ain't
I'm not sure how much you're going to win by, but I will go with your team as well.
Why did you pick both my teams this
I didn't
week?
pick both your
I'm
teams this
surprised
week.
to
I
hear
think you're going to have a strong start.
I hope you're right.
But I got 2 good drafts, so
I have pretty good drafts.
got to give it credit where credit's due. Like father, like son versus LaVar's legend.
The veteran return LaVar Legend is going to get beat this week by the newbie. I cannot believe a newbie gets a win. Bingo.
Woo. You know what?
Bingo, newbie wins.
I'm the only legend around here. I took like father, like son as well.
Boom.
Sorry,
Newbie
LaVar.
wins. Only newbie wins this week.
Pigskin Racing versus Jamal Abinya.
Jamal Abinya actually has Jamal Charles, so that's a legitimate name. Turned out for a while. But Jamal Charles is not going to be enough to get this ass whooping this week. I'm going to roll with Pigskin. He knows what he's doing. He's been in this league 7 years, 6 years before he took a little vacation.
Yeah, he had a little
He knows what
hiatus.
he's doing, as you can see with his draft. He's going to get a win this week.
We're going to kind of give him a half newbie, half not.
Yeah.
So therefore, I am going Pigskin Racing. I think he's coming out of retirement and going to show a thing or two.
Go ahead, Twins should have changed their name this year because they actually got picked by me every week, I think, last week here. Except for LA.
How about our last matchup, Team Thompson versus Team America?
Team America had an okay draft. He didn't really do too good on the quarterback situation with Manziel being his third. It's about as bad as my quarterbacks. I'm going to roll with Team Thompson. They're going to win handily this week.
Well, I'm going to actually go out on a limb on this one. I'm going with Team America. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Oh, USA. I'm going with Team America.
Did you say no? You say no.
That's going to be my out on the limb pick of the week.
I don't have any of those this week. Maybe they'll take ballers.
Well,
Since they're just okay.
Since they're just okay,
All right,
but they're ballers.
Yeah, or they might get beat off in church.
Yeah, well, maybe that's another week. So there's our week 1 picks of this 2014 High Rollers League podcast.
Let the season begin,
Let the
fellas.
season begin. Remember, bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
It's not what I'm up to, Oakland. It's what it all comes down to. And what it all comes down to is this. Money isn't everything. It's the only